Oh, great. Just a second. Okay. Well, I see we got a little technical difficulty there. I apologize. It keeps telling me to change the orientation on my phone. I keep doing it, and it keeps doing that. So I think we're just going to have to roll with it. Just a second. I'm trying to pull it up on my computer so I can actually see what you guys are saying or if anybody's there. It said there were people waiting, but so I apologize. But thank everybody for showing up if you are here. I'll know here shortly. And I apologize for the picture because I do see that it's like this when I have it like that. So, yeah, awesome. Sorry again for the delay. I've been fighting with the phone for the last 10 minutes trying to get it to orientate right, and I thought I had it fixed, but apparently I don't. What the hell? Oh, well, there it is. Okay, cool. All right, now I got you guys pulled up. So, Zim, Mayor, Josh, Rich, Dave. Hey, Rick. Oh, man, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to call you last night, and I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I'll call you on my way out to my mom's house tomorrow because I got to mow. So I apologize, Rick, but I will get back with you. Hey, Pat. Hey, Steffi. Hope you and Mike are in the family. There's Mike, too. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Andy. Look for a email tonight on the for the tracking information on your pit kit. Hey, Steve F. Hey, dude. Hey, Mark. I saw you went ninja on me and went on a live today right before I left the house, but I saw you were working on cars again. And that, is it showing up? Yeah, it's showing up. Cool. So we do have a special look what Scott's got here, and one of them is from Mark's Slot Car Garage. Hey, John M. Hey, Mike Roth. Yeah, and I got several emails about the Mike Oliver, Mike Roth thing. I apologize. Thank you for helping me out with that. All right. So let's get the party started. Now that you guys can at least see me, I do apologize again for the camera angle, but I don't know how to fix it because I had it turned the right way whenever I said orientation, and apparently I didn't do something right. So I'm not going to blame YouTube. I'll just take the blame myself. But anyway, let's open up a couple of packages that came in, and that's how we'll start the night, and then we'll get into this pile right here. And I am going to go, I'll put them all down here and put them up on the table, and I'll make sure that they're in this little narrow screen. So once again, I apologize. And I know what's in here. This is once again from Mark's Slot Car Garage. He donated a car to be given away. And we're going to be giving this bad boy away, there it is, Saturday during the special live stream when Steffi and Mike and Rooster Racing and Jamie make it down here. And he went to the Scott School of Tape, so good job, Mark. You're learning. Hope everybody had a good Monday for a Monday. I know I was excited about getting off of work so I could get this done, because if you can't tell, nothing's changed since the last time we were here. I literally got food poisoning on the Tuesday that I was going to go live, since Bob at the Electric Avenue wasn't running, and nothing's changed. All right. Even got us some awesome packing peanuts. Thank you, Mark. Oh, and looky there. He sent me a sticker. Oh, a couple of stickers. Oh, more stickers. All right. Thank you, Mark. So, obviously, if you win Mark's car, I will send you a Mark Slot Car Garage sticker, and I'll also send you a Jim Slot Car Obsession sticker and a Scott's House of HO Racing sticker. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got here. Hey, Adam, there he is. Hey, Brian. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Barry. Ooh, looky there, looky there. She's a beauty. See what this looks like on the camera, if I have to get it any closer on the phone, because once again I'm on my phone and not the Wi-Fi. Auto World. If this thing runs like an Auto World, I'd be really surprised, Rick. But that's funny. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but this has a different arm in it for sure. It's a V3 or V2, I'm sorry, right? With the max traction wings on the side. Yeah, I think it's nice. Just so you guys know, we are going to run this car. Rooster wants to run it. I want to run it. I'm sure Mike and Steffi will want to run it. Who knows? Jamie may even want to run it. So we're going to run it around the track so you guys get to see it in action. And then, like Steven said with Rooster Racing, we can replace the shoes and you get brand new shoes in it. So you're going to get to see this bad boy actually run, and then you're going to have a chance to win it. And so if you're watching this now, be sure and give Mark a round of applause and a big thank you for the awesome build and the donation. And I'll make him send me a list of all the parts that are in this bad boy. I think I've already got it, so I'll just have to copy them down. And then, like I said, we'll give it away randomly on Saturday, sometime during the live stream. It won't be at the beginning, it won't be at the end, it won't be exactly in the middle. So you will have to be watching to be able to win. But if you do win it, like I said, it's going to be a great running car. And those of you that do get to tune in on Saturday, because I know it's not a normal time for my show, but you will get to see us run this bad boy around the track and make some laps on Snake Hill Speedway. So thank you again, Mark. And anybody that's watching later, be sure and hit up Mark's Slot Car Garage. And if you see the live he did today, you can go back. If you didn't, you can go back and check out some of his hop-ups. Hey, Chris, thank you for showing up. Hey, Rob, thank you for showing up, buddy. I have a serious delay on my internet on my computer to what I'm actually saying, so I apologize if things aren't exactly smooth. But I can't control my Wi-Fi router, whatever, because it only goes so far in the room, and I've got it moved out. And I thought if I helped move it away from the wall, it'd help, and it helped a little bit with the computer. I almost thought about using the camera, but then I was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. It was too slow, and I didn't want everybody to have the circle of death. And so rather than be on the Wi-Fi on my phone, I actually switched it over to the 5G, so we didn't have to worry about that too. So hopefully it looks good and sounds good because I've got everything muted. It looks like it's decent on TV, but it should be orientated the other way. Awesome, Mark. Thank you again, man. And this one is from Rooster Racing. I haven't seen Steven in here, but he's a busy man. He's building chassis left and right. And he is newly married. Oh yeah, here we go. So you're going to get to see some of these bad boys actually running on the track in competition, because I have a Too Fast, Too Furious class, which is basically Auto World what is it called? JDM type cars. And they are going to be underneath Area 51 chassis. And so I sent him the body so that he could do like what Mr. Murray got and Rob Rodriguez got gifted to him. Do the fade on the, or do something with the colors. Okay, so yeah, oh, that's awesome. So here's the body, the Datsun 510 body, and then he did it black, and then put the yellow magnet holder on there, and he gave it yellow rims, if you can tell. And oh yeah, look at that bad boy. That is awesome. So Steven, if you're watching this now or later, thank you, buddy. And we got 3 more to look at. So yeah, this is a runner. This is going to be on the track on Saturday, and you guys are going to see somebody racing it. So let's look at the others. Oh, yeah. So here's the other one I sent him, the other Datsun. Oh, yes! Look what he did with this one. Half and half, and then, well, I guess it's got a white stripe in it, and it's got some, well, it's got white, it's half purple and half white with a purple clip. So it goes with the purple and white theme, and it's just got black rims, but that's freaking awesome. Oh yeah, that's sweet, sweet. What else we got here? And what would be a Too Fast, Too Furious, I believe, yeah, this is the Supra. So we got the Toyota Supra in there. Oh, cool. And we got the red chassis with the white clip to go with the reddish orange there. That's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. We're color coordinated. Once again, there's a... and the last one, and then we'll get to the tracks. Feeling like a little kid at Christmas here. Ha! Didn't even have to break the tape. Oh yes. Okay, so here we have the vaunted RX-7. And check it out. He did a 50-50 on the blue and the green with a blue clip on the back, so half and half. Thank you, Steven. Once again. Hey, Monty. So there we have 4 of the Too Fast, Too Furious cars. That are going to be getting to be raced this Saturday. So yeah, I can't wait to see these bad boys. I can't wait to see the bricks go up against the little more aerodynamic, lower center of gravity cars. That'll be fun. I can't wait. Thank you again, Steven, with Rooster Racing for doing that. And if you guys want anything like that done to your chassis, or if you don't want to trust the old Auto World quality workmanship, as I know my buddies Rich and Mark know about, obviously hit up Steven with Rooster Racing and tell him you want either one of his versions of the Super 7 or a Area 51, and you will not be disappointed. Yeah, they run good, look good, and then if he can color match them to your bodies, that's even better. So bad to the bone. Move these bad boys down. I'm excited. Can't wait till Saturday. Actually, I can't wait till Friday when I finally get to meet Mike and Steffi. That's so awesome. Cool. Yeah, I was going to say that's the beauty of the clear windows on these cars is being able to look in. Good call, Pat. And Pat's got a whole set of Super 7's IROC series that he won on the channel. So Pat can testify on how good Steven's cars run. Yeah, Brian. Yep, it is. Oh, cool, Steffi. No, I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I hope you're not disappointed. Hope the excitement matches the expectation actually matches the reality. Because I am jacked up. Like I said, Steffi, in case you guys didn't know, I'll tell the story real quick. She was one of the first 50 subscribers to the channel, and she won one of the giveaway bodies and one of my new old stock 440x2 chassis. So the body was donated by Pro Tinker Toys. I donated the chassis, and then she got to pick whether or not she wanted I believe it was a Red Viper. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steffi. A Red Viper with pipes or without pipes, and she chose the one with pipes because who doesn't want some loud pipes to blare next to somebody at the stoplight? So I believe that's how it won. Oh, hey Monty. I'm not that big. If you've got a coach bag or something, you can stuff me into. You can put me on, and I'll pay extra for the luggage fee. I'd rather go to Hawaii. We take everybody with us. Uh, hey Rock, thank you for showing up, Rock fan. All right, cool. Yes, Steffi's going to bring the Viper that she wants, so everybody gets to see it. Who doesn't want some hot pipes to burn your legs on? That's what people found out in the late 60s, early 70s when those side pipes were really popular on like Corvettes and, Ford Daytona Coupes as an example, or Ford Cobras as an example. And they're hot. I mean, I don't know if you've ever gotten out of a car, but if even when you're doing the leg over the pipe, you can feel the heat radiating, and you know that if your leg touches that, you're going to get branded because it's as hot as a brand. Uh, oh, cool. That'd be awesome, Monty. A little Hawaiian. Hey, Danny. Even they got the goop that would survive a nuclear war. And I saw you building your table, buddy. Good job on that, by the way. And you are correct about that goo that they put on their chassis. I don't know what kind of industrial strength goop that is, but yeah, no, you literally have to take out some solvent and a couple of paper towels and rags just to delaminate everything on that top plate on most of the Auto World cars. Side pipes give free tats. Yeah. yes, they do. Roach poop. Don't know what that is. Cool. All right. So, obviously, like I said, we left off with the J.C. Penney's Real Truckin' Raceway. Obviously, like I said, nothing got moved. So we'll just start at the top and work our way down. This is something you can get at ProTinkerToys.com. I don't know if Danny would be able to tell us or not if this is on sale, but I do know they sell it because Brian's all the time trying to tell people they need to buy this with another track. And I can strongly suggest that because everything you see in the black here is what's included with this kit. So if you've got a drag strip, it comes in real handy to have it all in one little box and be able to set up a return loop for your drag strip. And I've used this, I know. And I actually opened up one of my mongoose and snake drag strips, and we've actually ran some of the cars and stuff. I'll have to try to post the little video that I did of them. But anyway, no, it's a lot of fun. I actually made my track a full quarter mile, so it was like 21 track sections long. Plus, I gave it like 3 extra at the end to help slow the cars down, which, by the way, is not enough. And so it was a good time. So, yep, I strongly suggest the Pro Racing, drag strip add-on. Even if you're not going to use it for drag racing, look at all those 15s. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. Is there contents? Of course not. They don't want you to know how much is in there. Oh, there it is. No, it just says, so it comes with 12-inch curves, 9-inch straight, and 15-inch straights. 15-inch straights, so, yeah. Pretty cool, so I would recommend it. And then check out the big flush sales going on at PTT, see if you can't get a good deal on it. Tell them you saw it on that Hillbilly Scott show on Monday night. I do have 3 of the Batman slot car sets. Let me see, make sure I'm in the picture. Like I said, I've got a big delay. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can't zoom that in a little bit. Yeah, dude, they're getting harder and harder to find because they quit making them because they were having issues with the starting line trees malfunctioning, and the ones that are out there are sold out, or if they're still available, I found them in a couple of spots, but they're wanting like over twice as much as what they cost new. And the older ones are going for like $300 to $500. It's insane. But you know, supply and demand. Let me see if we can't zoom this in a little bit. There we go. Hey, Paul, thank you for joining in, man. I went too far. Like I said, I moved the camera and now I'm zoomed in a little bit, so you guys might actually see me. Yep, this is Buster. This is the Busty boy. This is his dinner time, so he's wondering why Daddy's talking to people instead of feeding him. So anyway, yeah, I have 3 of these Batman Race to Save Gotham City track sets. 2 of them are the same and 1 of them's different, and I've got 1 of them that still has the cars and the original baggies and stuff, and when we go through and do my case reorganization, I'll show those cars off. But the only reason why you really want this track set is not because of the cool cardboard cutouts or anything, it's because of those 2 cars, because it comes with a set only Gotham Police Department cop car, and it comes with the tumbler. Now the tumblers are both the same in both of those sets, the 2 different sets, but the cop car is different. It's where the location of the badge is, and the precinct number is different on the back. So the tumblers are the same, but the cop cars are different. And I wish I could get the other 2. There's 4 total Batman sets, and the other 2 have the futuristic, the newer version of the Batmobile. Stuff like this is upgraded stuff. So yeah. They're really, really, really hard to find. Hey, Jack. Yeah, Jack, that's probably the reasons why they decided to postpone putting any more out until they got some of the issues resolved. I didn't have any issues with mine whatsoever, but that doesn't mean that if I used it a lot, it wouldn't have issues. But we only used it for 1 night, and quite honestly, I put it back in the box, and it's never been out since. In fact, it's sitting on top of my fireplace mantle. Oh boy, yeah, here we go. Here's Steffi's car. Speaking of which, make sure it's in the screenshot here. I think if I stay right in here, it should be. Yep. So the classic the classic figure 8 track, which is ironically, instead of a 2 15-inch pieces, it's the 9 and the 6, and then 1 15. And then there's the Viper with pipes, and that's the one that Steffi's bringing all the way from Tennessee, so that she can run it around the track. And what's cool about what I thought they were trying to do right there towards the end is they were trying to make these to where you could set up the track, put it back in the box, and then you had a handle to carry it around with. And you'll see that theme quite a bit on the Hot Wheels Electric Racing. So based on this packaging, this tells me that this is one of the ones that, the last ones that they considered Tyco, and then they started going to Hot Wheels Electric Racing because of the packaging. So yeah, but obviously the Vipers are pretty easy to find most of the time. The mirrors are what's broken off of them. If everything else is good, then the roll bar gets cracked and the windshield gets cracked. So but they do handle pretty good. So there's the old Viper. Hey T-Man, vroom vroom, yep. Yeah, Toys R Us. Yeah, they're coming back actually. I didn't know if you guys read that or not, but they're actually online, and they do have. They opened up some retail stores. So here we go. Here's some of my classic Tyco tracks that I was lucky enough to get. It shows the 427 Cobra AC and the what is it? They call those the SP 427s, the 427 Vets. If you notice, it has the old plunger style controllers on it, and then the power pack that you actually had to play with electricity and strip the wires and stick them in those little holders that you push down like a stereo speaker wire, and pretty cool. And then made all sorts of different tracks. What year was this made? Trying to find the date. Nothing on the back. Well, let's see what's in the box. I know I pulled the cars out of it. AP 427 Corvettes, that's what those are called. Yeah. So here's some of their old Rumple Squeeze track. There's the, like I mentioned, how you did the controllers and the power. And it looks like they just yanked the wire right out, so it's still stuck in there. The old time power supplies that you actually had to have a screwdriver and wire for. See if we have a date on any of this stuff. I'm kind of curious now. All the Tyco authorized service dealers, although that was pretty cool. I looked in Missouri and there was only like 2. Yeah, looks like this one got destroyed at some point in time because it was sitting somewhere. But there is no date. It's like a mystery. And if you broke your track, look at that. Here's some retaining clips from back in the day, still in the baggie. That's pretty cool. If you have broken tabs, use these. That's amazing that it made it this long. Still in there. I still can't believe it doesn't have a date. That's crazy. Nope. Track number 8105, if anybody wants to Google it. Yeah, no date. Oh well. Hey, there he is. There's Rooster Racing. You missed the first part of the show, man. Hey, KP. I was showing off your cars. We did a look what Scott's got to kick off the night. International, the Healy 8 right there, pretty cool. Trying to see, not a date one anywhere. That's crazy. Huh. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, we're looking like we're getting to the some of the smaller sets, and then we'll get to some of the bigger sets, obviously. And the one the dude wanted to see, the Boomerang Cliffhanger, is in this pile right here. So here's the lighted stalkers. There's several different versions of both of these cars. I think they even ran them on the TCR track, so there's TCR bodies too. But once again, your standard figure eight. They are lighted, as you can see there, and the guardrails lit up. Let's see if there's a date on this. I'm guessing 90s, 80s, somewhere in there. 1994. So 31 years old. That's about right. The style of those cars. But once again, your standard figure eight, nothing special about it. But the cars with real working headlights. High performance lighted racing cars. And anybody that's driven an HP7 knows that that might be a little exaggeration. Hey Pat, yep. The Tyco was my very first ever track set. Oh, here we go. Super Corvettes. Another Tyco track. Let's see if we got a date on this bad boy. This must have been one of the mail order ones because it's in a plain box. I think that says 1982. So, like 43 years old. Once again, the standard figure eight, but you can see that since we moved into the 80s, they actually had the plugs. So we went from hooking your own stuff up to just plugging it in from the 70s to the 80s, which is obviously a lot safer. And I believe Rich has done a Tyco Tuesday or one of his live shows or one of his videos. I think he's done it on one or both of those Corvettes. You have to go by and check out his library. You can't be trusted with wires. No, you wouldn't want to trust kids. I mean, back in the day, I think toy manufacturers purposely made stuff to test whether or not you were survival of the fittest. Because you remember, back whenever I was growing up, they came out with a game called Lawn Darts. Basically, murder weapons with wings. So, you know, back in the day, they didn't really care too much about child safety. It was about making a buck. Lamborghini Challenge, we'll see this one again, but with a different tracking configuration, believe it or not. So this is your standard figure eight. Let's see when this one, Magnum 440, so this is probably somewhere in the 80s, if I was guessing. And it did come with the bonus bodies, so you got the two Lambo Countachs, and then it came with the two extra bodies and the barrels. Save a whole $10. 1982. So we're stuck in the 80s right now. Good decade. So 1982 again on this bad boy. And the bonus of this figure eight was you got some cool little plastic barrels to crash into one time and watch them fly off your track. And then if you didn't want to play with the Lamborghinis, then you got to play with the Corvettes. So that's pretty cool. I wish more tracks did that to give you an option. Lawn darts, what could go wrong? Exactly, Jamie. I used to tell everybody I was in track and field, I was the javelin catcher. And on the Lamborghini thing, we have another Lamborghini track, except this one is just, they took out the bonus bodies and they gave you an automatic lap counter. And if you'll notice, this is the elongated figure 8. And I can almost promise you the reason why they did that is because of that 15-inch or the 9-inch, extra 9-inch of the lap counter right there. Yep, because the math wouldn't work out right. So yeah, I can almost guarantee you that's why they did that. Once again, nothing on the back. Let me see. I'm guessing 82 again, or 80s. 83. So we moved up a year for 282 tracks to 83. Elongated. Once again, the red and the yellow Ferrari. Nothing special about those. You can find those everywhere. What's special about it is this track's that old and the box is in really good shape. What was the set that had the white and the chaparral? Back in the day, on those old Tyco tracks, the Tyco Pro tracks and stuff, you didn't necessarily get the car that was on the cover of the box, and so it's really hard to say which ones actually had them in it and which one didn't. Here we have the Fiero Challenge, once again the elongated figure 8, and they put in a couple of the little speed humps and the teeter-totter right there. I believe, if someone wants to correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there's like 5 Fieros, and that's it. And so they're a good handling car body-wise too. Low center of gravity, and they're small-ish. So yeah, they handle really well. Once again, little gimmicks to try to get people to get their kids interested and go, ooh, yeah. And then in real life, you never use that stuff. Trying to see if we can find a quick date. Proof of purchase, well, that's nice. No quick date on here. It's got to be somewhere in the 80s, though. Got to be. That's when the Fieros came out, and they didn't last long. I look at them as like them and the Miatas. You know, the Miatas made it, and the Fieros didn't. And once again, you can see it's got the lap counter, so they made a little bit of a bigger track because they wanted to add the lap counter, and rather than throw in a couple extra bodies, they threw in these little gimmick things right here. So. Oh yeah, here we go. I didn't even bother taking it out because I've got 2 of these, and one of them sitting on the mantle. But if you saw one of the lives that on the trivia question, I was talking about what track set had the Dodge Intrepid in it, and one of them was the Daytona 500. There's the Cheerios, and then there's the DeWalt. Both of these are set cars only, by the way. Pretty pricey nowadays, but it came with a lot of track. 2 different lane changers. You can see the different layouts that you did. And it had their precision controllers again that had the little blocks on it so that you could only pull the trigger so far, kind of like the precursor to the variable power supply. Rather than vary the power, they just varied how far you could pull the trigger. And I'm guessing this is in the 2000s somewhere, or close to it. It's hard to read through that cellophane. Let's see it. This track set didn't come with the cars. That's why you see it all still wrapped up. But I already have the cars, so, and I've got 2 sets of the cars, so that's why I didn't bother unwrapping it. But I don't know. I don't see a date right off the bat, and it's hard to look through that stuff. But with the Intrepid and the Taurus, I'm guessing the late 90s, somewhere in there, early 2000s. Yeah, Joe, they do. Those squeeze tracks will actually break off mirrors. Here's a very desirable track. I've got one of these bad boys and one of the other 2 of the other Dale Jr. tracks, and So there's only 2 Dale Jr. cars. There's only 2 Napa cars, and obviously this one is the Napa Challenge. And either one of those cars nowadays are anywhere from $80 to $100. They're very valuable and collectible. So if you do happen to come across either one of them or any of the 4, I would definitely, if you could get them at a good price, pick it up. And you can see it's got a lot of track. It came with some banks. We'll flip it around. They've got the whole track on the back. You see there, they got the switch track and they got a squeeze track here. You know, Rooster Racing, they got another switch lane track. You know, like I said, it's a pretty big track, 26 feet, and it came with some banks, which personally, if you're going to have banks in a track, why would you put them somewhere where you're never hardly going to get to use them? Because the whole idea of have, in my opinion, for having a bank corner is so you can go faster. You're really not going to go that fast when you know you've got an immediate corner coming after it, so it'd just be a blip of the throttle. So obviously, I would redesign this track a little differently, but you know, it also would keep people from going wide open and making their cars fly off the track. They're all that rattling around. Yeah, brand new flag and flag poles, the bank track supports. This one doesn't have the variable controllers. This one just goes all the way. So I'm guessing they expected you, if you were old enough to be able to buy the track, that you were old enough to figure out how to control the controller without having to worry about it speeding up or slowing down. This is probably the largest, oldest Tyco track set that I have. How many, where does it say how many feet this is? It's huge. It's a big one. And believe it or not, it actually came with the cars it showed, which was surprising. And I believe one of them is I believe is a 2. I think it's, maybe it's a 3. I know it's a 2. The number 51, I don't know, Rich or somebody that's got their book, they can tell me if I'm wrong, but one of these 2 is a 2, or maybe they're both 3s, but either way, they're chrome, and if you find them in good shape, you got to remember how old those cars are, and surely there's a date on here somewhere. 37 feet of track. Not there. Here, let's see. All right. I'm curious. I want to know how old this thing is. Ah, here we go. See all the night glow stickers? Hmm. Hmm. Quite the instruction manual there for the track, eh? Well, I'll be damned. Oh, 75. Wow. Hmm. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't see anything else with a date. That might have been just when that was printed. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go mid-70s. This thing here says 75 down at the bottom, right over here in the corner. But irregardless, it's old. '80s? Oh, okay. If you're talking about this one, I don't know. I was guessing late 70s, but it said 75. But that maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. I have to do some research. All I know is this is a lot of track. Like I said, 37 feet, and it does, believe it or not, for a Tyco track, have a lot of straightaway. And that's unusual for a Tyco track. They're just filled with corners. So this one would actually be kind of fun to race. You know, set up in your living room or in your floor in your bedroom. Brand new in '86. Are you guys talking about the Napa Challenge? Or are you talking about the one I just had up here? Well, the Napa Challenge couldn't be '86 because Dale Jr. wasn't even racing. So, all right. I guess I answered my own question. So here's the one that the dude wanted to see. Like I said, if you're wanting to see this bad boy's track in action, go to Slot Car League of Champions, and he actually shows this working on a couple of his videos. Why they decided to put Lamborghinis in something that slings cars around and goes upside down and up around here, I'll never know. Because if you have driven the Lamborghinis, you know the mirrors break off and that rear wing is just begging to be broken. So here, let's open this bad boy up and show the cliffhanger part. What fell out? Two fast chrome Lamborghinis. Oh, that's too cool. Okay. So is your, here, I guess I can get rid of the stuff for the walls in there, climbing the wall. So as your car came in upside down, then it would ram into this thing, which has this little blocker right here. And then it swings, the momentum of your car swings it down, and when it hits there's a little catch down here that hits this lever arm right here, and you can see how it knocks up that door that's blocking the cars from flying out. So they come in, swing down, and then you can see when it hits a certain spot right here on the mechanism, then that little side door opens. And then they're on springs, so it just comes right back up. So you have to be going fast enough to swing your car up here to get the slingshot out, and then try to get back on the electricity part of the track. So it would take a little bit of skill to be able to get that to all work. I know that. But watching the track run on Slot Car League of Champions, that's badass, because he actually has it up and running and both arms are swinging down. And bad bone. Cool channel too, and he's got good music too. Kind of like Todd with Told You Racing, which has the Monday Ramble. So when we're done here, if you're not done with slot car stuff, be sure and go check out Todd at the Told You Metal. Told You Racing, and that's metal. That's what I meant to say. Let's see if we can get that in there in a timely manner, or the door will shut again. Cover. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, that's why I had it that way. So I guess you had to assemble this thing whenever you first got the track, because if you'll notice, when you put it down, this is on the bottom of the box. Look at that. It comes up that high. So something tells me you had to assemble this, and then that's why it doesn't fit back in the box right. So there it is. The Boomerang Cliffhangers Electric Racing with 2 cars that should never be in there. But it's a cool idea. But once again, one of those gimmicks, and we got a couple more gimmick tracks in here that we'll be able to show off. Yeah, no, Mike, they just did that to, like I said, trying to get somebody to buy something new. Yeah, exactly. They spent a lot of money on that. I wish that, like I said, yeah, I agree with you, James. They need to do stuff like that to bring the kids back into it. Maybe a little gimmicky stuff, and then once they get serious with it. So this one, the old Haunted Highway, believe it or not, okay, so this guy right here is mechanical, and that eyeball swings back and forth. His arms, ironically, do this. And if you saw Saturday's show, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, his arms do this. The ball goes back and forth, the eyeball. And if you hit the eyeball with your truck, you're jumping over, as you can maybe not see, as you can see there, then you're going to fly off the track. So you got to jump in the middle that the eyeball runs in between, and that is battery operated, believe it or not. And the arms mechanical, just and then it rolls that eyeball around. And that eyeball is pretty pricey if you try to buy it individually. Let me see if it's. I'll have it towards the front. I don't want to pull all this stuff out. Yeah, got all the cardboard in there and stuff, because it does this cardboard scene right here actually holds the track up when they're going up. So you have to assemble this cardboard piece in order to hold your track in place if you want to make the real set. So and it's got the little tombstones in it for you to knock down one time when you go around the track. But the big thing is to be able to jump over the ramp here and A, hit the slot on the other side, and B, be able to dodge the eyeball. So, the Haunted Highway. And there's the big gimmick on that is the monster guy swinging his arms. You have a cat for that? Yeah, I think Paul, Nobody's Home, I think his cat likes getting up on his track set too. I saw him on one of Kenton's shows, and the kitty cat was trying to steal the spotlight. All right, so I was fortunate enough to get one of these extreme racing sets, and I'm going to pull out a piece of the track and show you what's so unique about them. But needless to say, it wasn't a really big hit. I think they only made like 6 cars, maybe 8, that were specific for this track set, or for this type of track. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Maybe. All the cool cardboard stuff in here. Oh, that one hadn't even been punched out. That's cool. Got all the stickers are still there, ready to go. All right, so I'm going to hold a piece of the track up there real close to the camera so you can see it, and then I'm actually going to go back to the bedroom and get out a couple of the cars out of the case and show you. But as you can see there, it's not your standard track. So a standard HO car will not run on an extreme racing track. And as you can see there, it's got like an I-beam, an I-rail in the middle. See that? So give me just a second. Let me go grab. Sorry about that delay. But I wanted to grab the ones that were actually in the track set. So this was complete. But as you can see, I don't know how well this is going to come out, but they have two guide pins, kind of like what they used to. Well, it's not even a guide pin; it's a guide grabber, like they did with the US1. See, it's got one here on the back. See that? I'm looking at my computer, seeing if you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. There you go. Yeah, you can. Okay, so these cars, you have to slide that and that's how they used to stay on the track all the time, is because they were actually locked onto the track with these things, which is a pain in the ass to try to get it in. There we go. So as you can see, once you lock those things in, they're there. It ain't coming out. So that's how you can do all these loops and climbing the wall and everything else. So if you ever say, I wish they made a slot car track where my cars would stay on the track, here's your track. Literally, the cars will not come off the track. So I don't know how much fun that would really be, but you wouldn't have to argue about who has the inside lane or the outside lane, because it makes no difference. Yeah, cool. I'm glad. So that's why I did this, is so maybe show some people that you know some track sets you've never seen before. And here. So there you go. They won't go nowhere. Pretty cool. And I have like 3 or 4, maybe it's, yeah, it's either 3 or 4. I have 3 or 4 of the cars that are still carded. So if I ever did want to break it out and build it, besides using the ones that came in the set, I could do that. But there's a Porsche, and then it's called it's a Porsche 935, and it's the Ride the Lightning or something like that. Goody, pulled them out. I can't get back in. That's awesome. I'll move it out. I'm gonna sit here and be on the struggle bus. We'll look at tracks. I can fix this stuff later. So pull these off because I'm not putting those back in there. So here we'll use Steven's cars that I showed off earlier. As you can see, you can put the car on there, and you can put it on either side of that that I-beam, that I slot right there in the middle. But the pickup shoes won't line up. It'll only touch one side or the other. So this is an extreme racing track only, with the extreme racing cars only. Yeah, the body clip is exactly the same. And what's cool is you can actually pull this guide pin out and replace it with a standard guide pin. So you could you could make these cars run on a standard track, but you couldn't, I guess if you, well, not on the backside though. I guess you'd have to get the US1 version to get the one for the back, because it floats up and down in that little casing. So you'd have to have one of these chassis or a US1 chassis that you could convert to be able to run cars on the track. So, but yeah. So if you're ever wanting to get a car that won't ever leave the track, Extreme Racing. Oh, here we go. Here's another one of those nice little tidy figure 8 cars. This is one that actually has the battery pack. Let me just make sure it's in frame. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. So yeah, the battery pack, standard figure 8, set only police car. I believe that's the set only Trans Am. Yeah, I'm almost positive it is. Rich or somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. 2007. So this is right at the end of Hot Wheels Electric Racing, because I believe they closed up shop in 2008 or 2009. And at this time, this is the only way you could get cars, because they quit doing carded cars. They only made track sets. So that's the only way you could get those cars. Okay, will do, James. Thank you, man. And here's one that's close to my heart, and you'll see why right off the bat. Ford Mustang versus Chevy Camaro. These are very hard cars to get, both of them. Very hard cars to get a hold of. And once again, this must be towards the end, because once again, it's a battery pack powered track, so it's not even got a standard wall wart D-size cell batteries or something in that little box. A whole 8 feet, so just your standard figure 8. And 2010, so I'm guessing 2010. I was close. I was 2008, 2009, so 2010 is when this one was made, and this has got to be towards the very, very bottom end of it. And you can change it to a mighty oval if you wanted to, I guess. Yeah, not a lot of pizzazz on this track, other than the fact that, to my knowledge, that's the only whatever Gen 4, I think, Camaro that Tyco made. 4D battery. Yeah, got 4D batteries. Yep. Wow, Fox 999. Thank you for showing up, and I can't believe we got that many people watching. 64 people. Well, thank you everybody for showing up. Must tell me let me know that the Monday Night Football game sucks. This one does have the 3 setting controllers. You can see up here. It's got a little switch on the side of the controller, so that it would limit how far you could pull the trigger, is what that is. Like I said, that's a precursor to the variable power supply. And since they only made one of those and one of those, give me a second and I'll show them off, because those are some pretty hard cars to find, and when you do find them, people know they're hard to find, so they want some bucks out of them. Thank you again for your patience, but there they are. Hey Kevin, thanks for showing up, man. So I love the Mustang. I love the Camaro. I wish they would have done more of these. Because I mean, honestly, that's just a classic pony car battle. Ford Mustang, Chevy Camaro. And now Chevrolet said uncle and let Ford win. No more Camaro. So yeah, if you can find those cars, I suggest you get them. Because the only way you could get them is in that track set. Yeah, cool. So if you remember, I showed you I had a brand new one of these and one that's all tore up, and here's another one of them. So I guess I have 3 of them. And this one's, yep, still sealed. It's still brand new. So they went from 1,000 miles an hour to 400 miles an hour, and it's the same damn chassis car, so I don't know how that works, but get it up there and show you. Once again, it's got, this is one of their battery powered packs. Oop, there's the cars. Battery powered, got the loop. 9 feet of track. There, once again, it's got the 3-speed variable controllers. So, like I said, it limited the pull of the trigger. And a lot of people don't understand when they see these cars for sale that these were Hot Wheels Electric Racing and not Hot Wheels cars. And I think they just skip right over them. But these are hard to find. You don't see a lot of these for sale very often. To my knowledge, I don't see them, and I'm on a lot of different places looking for stuff. So, but what I thought was interesting is they advertised all their other products, like Hot Wheels and the Motor Rev launcher for the motorcycles, the double loop launch, and the spiral spin out. That's all Hot Wheels stuff. Has nothing to do with slot cars. And that is a tiny, tiny, I guess that's better than a figure 8, but not much. They make it look a lot more exciting than it really is, I'll put it that way. The one that's all tore up, I think I'll have to dig those cars out, and even though it's brand new, it's just open because the box was tore up. I think we'll have to get them out and try to run them around the track. If I've got 2 brand new sets that are unopened, then I might as well get one of them out, get the cars out. So on one of the shows in the near future, you'll see those bad boys flying around on the turntable, and this box is small enough, I'll probably just keep it underneath the table to show everybody what track set it came from. So Team Hot Wheels. Well, I was wrong again. So 2011 is when this was made. So yeah, I do like the artwork. I need to get one of these out and put it in my on my living room on the shelf. So yeah, you'll be seeing this one again, like you'll see the Mustang and the Camaro one. It'll be out there in the living room. What else we got up here? Oh, coolio. If you've watched one of my Monday night shows on a Look What Scott's Got, I got this track set and opened it up out of the box. I didn't open this box, I opened it up from the box it was mailed in. This one actually has a wall wart, and then it has the vaunted green twin mill in it that G-Bud wants real bad. And it's got the purple one, and I believe if someone wants to dig out their book, these are set only cars on this. Once again, the standard figure 8. And then their big bad alternative layout and cool curves, flat out straightaways. Yeah, not so much. 2001 was when this one was built, so it's 24, going to be 25 years old here in a couple months. Not a lot to this track set at all. It's literally your basic figure eight. It has the standard full throttle only controllers. Yeah, this is a pretty boring track. So the only thing you'd really want to be going for is these twin mills. And they did a good job of making them look pretty cool. So, and this one's brand new. It's never been opened, so I'm not going to open it up to get the cars out. But if anybody finds one of those out of the package, or either one of them, G-Bud's Custom and Speed Shop is interested, and if he's not, then reach out to me, and I'm interested because I'd like to have one or both of them out of the package. But it is what it is. So somewhere down the way, somebody in in 20 years is going to be able to buy one of these, brand new. Almost enough people for a giveaway, yeah. Oh, well, I just saw the number shoot right on down. I guess I'm boring people to death. We went down to 48. Sorry, people, if I'm boring you, but there's some people that really like this, and I like this, so it's my channel. We're doing it. Petty Challenge, the Petty Racing here. Not a lot of people have seen this track set. Honestly, I didn't even know it existed until I bought it. Got some cool Hot Wheels Electric Racing borders right there that are really cool. The cars are nothing special about the cars. You can buy both of these in a, what they call it, the Cars and Crew. You could buy them carded. So there's nothing exclusive about these cars whatsoever. It's mainly, believe it or not, this is one of the few things, this is a track set. I don't see a lot of these track sets. In fact, this is the only one I've ever seen for sale, to be quite honest. There you go. And it has obviously been opened up. What's that say? 1998. So 27 years old. Yeah, Machinist, we actually already shown some of them from the 70s and the 80s. But the good news is I see another one from at least the 80s coming up here real soon with the Sparkin hot rods. Most of the next 5-6 tracks are Hot Wheels Electric Racing. So, but I do have a 70s or an 80s at least track set coming up here. So anyway, there we go. Once again, the compact carrying case with the handle. So you can put the track and everything back up. And like I said, believe it or not, this is one of the cases where the track set's rarer than the cars. I was trying to see, someone scraped off the price. I was trying to see what it sold for, but oh well. Oh, and looky here. There is something special about this one. Now this one is the non-sound pit stop version. So if you'll notice, this track has pit stops right here, and it does come with those two displays like that right there for the cars and the crew. There's a NASCAR Super Sound set that comes with these same things, but it's got audio. So whenever you pull into the pits, the lap counter tells you need to pit, and then when you do pit, you hear the little men air guns going off, the and all that stuff going on, the jack, and they make all sorts of noises and stuff like this. But this is the cheap version, and so it does have the pit stop, but it doesn't have any audio. But I do have two of the ones that do have audio, and we'll show those off. This is a set only McDonald's car. The drive-through car is a set only, and you could buy the Valvoline car carded if you wanted to. Once again, sealed, brand new, never been opened. I've got the cars already, so I don't need to open it up. You can see it's double taped right there from the factory. It's never been opened. So the main thing about this track set is the fact that you've got the ability to do pit stops if you want to make each other do pit stops, I guess, because there's nothing telling you you have to. And the McDonald's drive-through car. Oh yeah, I like that. You know, the worn concrete or worn asphalt. I like that look, believe it or not. And if I ever do get to set up another track, I'm going to try to set up a 4-lane Tyco track, and I'm going to try to use as much of these gray track pieces that I have, because those are bad to the bone. I've got some 9-inch banks that are that color, but Tyco never made a 12-inch bank, so I'd have to use AFX and use an adapter track. But anyway, so yeah, NASCAR Showdown. The big thing on this one, like I said, the pit stops. And if you're wondering how the pit stop thing worked, if you went really fast, you went right through here. If you went slow, then it'd divert your car over into the pit lane. So the trick is to go slow enough to go through here and not lose a lot of time. And you'll see it with my other NASCAR Sight and Sound. So great idea for a track. And I originally thought about trying to do something like this with my track, but I wanted 4 lanes, and there is no way you can do that. So, next one here. All right. Well, the person that sent me this track decided to use standard, I guess, duct tape, and looped it all the way around the track to close the box. And if you try to pull this off, like you can see there, where he taped it like that, then that's what's going to happen. So I just left that tape there so I didn't destroy it. Ferrari Championship, once again, another Hot Wheels Electric Racing. It's got the little handle, so you can carry it all around. This is back with the Formula Tyco. One of these cars is a set only, the number 3, and you can tell it by the black, not the black, the white in the wing right there. And I have both the cars, obviously. They had a switch over there. They made a lot of Ferraris, so and a lot of them are different with the advertisers right here and on the wing. So you may see the same advertisement on the sides, but the wings and the nose may have some different sponsors, and they did that a lot. So there's multiple of the 3 car, there's multiples of the 4 car, and it's all because of that different livery. But one easy way to tell if you're looking at a set Tyco Ferrari, and this is what they call the shark nose variant, is the white in the wing in the back. So if it's got white in there, that designates it as a set car, based on my knowledge. Trying to see if we can find a date on this bad boy somewhere. A lot of legal mumble jumble, I know that, because it's an international set. Wow, okay. Well, I thought for sure it'd be on there somewhere. Oh well. Nope. Maybe in the paperwork, but I'm not going to dig out all the stuff out of it. But it's got to be in the 2000s somewhere for sure, because of the formula Tyco. So late 90s, early 2000s would be my guess. $59. Well, hey, thank you for joining in, Charles, and thank you for joining in. Yeah, exactly. Gary, I have not seen it, but I've read about it. And so, well, there's a lot of track sets that I'd love to have, but wallet gets in the way for one, and then just finding them for the other. Um, as time goes on, a lot of these things just disappear. Um, so we have another Hot Wheels Gimmick track. And believe it or not, it does have the sound box, so when the cars went through the loop, they would make that vroom sound when they went through there. I know I'm not doing it justice, but I probably still sound better than the speaker does. But it's got 4 cool race sounds. Shwee, wee, sping, and grwoosh. Whatever, there they are. So you've got a red twin mill that you could find, generally speaking, available individually. But this truck, there's 2 versions of this blue Ford, what they call drag truck. I believe it's a 40 Ford drag truck is what they call it in the book. One's a light blue and one's a dark blue. And one of them comes in a twin pack with a twin mill, and the other one comes in this track set. So there's 2 versions of the blue, 1 version of the black, and I believe Jamie actually won the black version right there. But the one that's in this is blue, which is ironic that they show the black truck, because it set only color was for this set. Once again, you can see still sealed on both sides and sealed across top. It's brand new. It does have the big bad jump there. So, had a little obstacle. I don't know what their deal was with wanting to climb the walls, but yeah. It is what it is. Let's see if there's a date. 1999 is when this bad boy came out. Oh, nice, Charles. Walls are fun. Birds are awesome. Yeah. What was unique about this one is you notice that they made it make sounds, so it was going around there. So there's the gimmick part of this one besides the little jump, in my opinion. And then if you're wondering if that's actual Tamplo on the track or stickers, those are stickers. So the track doesn't have that on there. You had to put the sticker on it. To my knowledge, unless somebody wants to tell me I'm wrong, which I can be. I don't know everything about these. That's why I invite other people to tell me if I'm wrong, so I know I'm not spitting out bad information. But irregardless, cool track. I love the idea of making sounds, at least something. I'm sure that would get old after about the first 2 races of hearing that thing go, so you turn it off. But the one unique thing about this one is the set-only version of that truck. The color, like I said, there's 2 different blues and a black, and one is in the twin pack with a twin mill, and the other one is in this track set with a twin mill. Oh, nice. Glow in the dark and up the walls it is. Well, we got something along those lines coming up here. So this is one of my track sets that is an international purchase. This one actually came from Portugal. So that's why you see this kind of a dialect, I guess, for lack of a better term on there. But yeah, once again, Formula Tyco, Buzz and Hornets, Mika Hakkinen. Yeah, this one has been opened, and I've got the car sitting in the case. But irregardless, if you notice, they try to do a lot with the cardboard stuff to try to jazz up the track sets on these Hot Wheels electric racings, and then they put the international flags in there. 5 different layouts with the same track. Not too bad. Like I said, I got this one from, there. I mean, I don't know. I can't read that, but yeah, you can see. Yeah, it came from Portugal. I know that. Yeah, the contents. You know, two autos, 19 accessories, a hoja de etiquette, which is decal sheet, 16 pieces da pista, which is 16 track pieces. So, yeah, pretty cool. What year is this one? Well, there's a lot of. I barely know any Spanish, and this isn't Spanish, and I barely know English, so I don't see a date jumping out at me, and I'm not going to sit here and stare at the small print. But once again, I'm guessing late 80s, or like late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere in there. But like I said, that's one of my international track sets. And looky here, we got another international track set. The Formula One World Tour, and this time it has the Mika Hakkinen and a Ferrari in it. So, just to throw that out there. So you got the Mika #1 with the Buzzing Hornets, and it does France, Australia. It does the same. It's the same layout. Everything's the same. The only difference is the cars. One's a Ferrari and one's the Jordan F1, which is cool. So this is another one of my international track sets, as you can tell. I can't honestly remember if I got this from Spain or from Portugal, but I do know it was from Europe. Let's see, anything on the back here I can. No. 6 different track sets again. I was hoping that the backing would be a little, you know, the stuff on the side would be different and have a date on it, but nope, they're the same. It all looks like the jumbled up alphabet to me if you don't know what language that is. Yeah, dude, I love those shark nose cars. Those are my favorite F1 style, Indy style Tyco cars that they made. Oh, here we go. These cars are very desirable. The Ferrari face-off. A, this is a big track. As you can see, there's a lot of track there. But B, it's the only 2 Ferrari F40s, or F50s? Yeah, the F50s that they made. And if you want me to, I'll go grab them real quick. There they are. Just a second. Yeah, I'll show them off. So the ironic thing about this, I've already got one of these sitting up on the shelf out in the living room because I do own 2 of these track sets. And the second one, the only reason why I bought it, you're thinking, well, Scott, why did you buy 2 track sets? Well, the second one came complete with cars, and I got it for less than 80 bucks. Try to price these cars anywhere a piece for less than 80 bucks. And you'll know why I did it. There they are. So, yeah. Believe it or not, they've been used, but obviously you can tell they've been to the Scott Detail Shop, so they're nice and shiny and pretty, and I got rid of a lot of the scratches that were on the roof and stuff. But these are the only two F50s that Tyco made. The only way you could get these cars is in this track set. So 27 feet of track, but the track isn't the star of the show. The star of the show is these two cars. And occasionally you can find them on sale cheaply because A, someone doesn't know what they have, or B, people pass over them thinking that they're just F40s. But look real close and you can see they're not F40s, they're F50s. And if you do get them cheap, jump on them. Like I said, guys, last time I saw these, one of these sell on eBay, it went for over $80. So, like I said, I paid $80 for one of the whole track sets with the cars. So, but that's been a few years back. So, yeah, it was a good investment, obviously, because now one of the cars is worth what I paid for the whole track with both cars. So. Where's the moderator? What did I do wrong? We got a spammer. Okay, I see what you guys are complaining about. Just a second. I don't know who Alexander is, but Alexander, we don't beg on my channel. I'm willing to help anybody, but you don't go begging from people in the chat. I apologize. If you need help, this community is great, and we're more than willing to help you. But you do not ask for money in the chat. That's just not a classy move, in my opinion. Well, yeah, no, I was going to say I have 3 moderators, and apparently none of them are here. So yeah, I may have to expand my moderator list. So Zim, yeah, be ready. All right, so we're down to the last 4 Tyco sets, and all 4 of them are gimmicky, and 2 of the 4 are the same. So we're nearing the end of what's in here, and you got to remember, I have, besides what we've already showed off the last 2 Mondays, I've got 40 track sets in my living room. So here's the old Doomsday Duel. If you remember, when we first started this little adventure, last week I showed you that Slot Car Central was selling these brand new. I got this thing shipped to me, and if you know anything about Slot Car Central, they charge $9.95 or $10 shipping on everything. But I got this thing shipped to me for less than $20, so that means I paid $10 for this thing, and it's a brand new version of what I'm going to show you on the back there. And he even included the instructions with it. So that was a great deal. So in case you're wondering, that little robot right there goes all the way up and down this little section of track, and his arms do this. So you can get hit from both sides. So there you go, see? So that bad boy runs up and down the track. It goes so far, and then it's got a little trip on the side of the track that makes it go backwards. And it is battery powered, so you have to put batteries in it, of course. And so anyway, yeah, what do they call it? The evil Killroyd, the ultimate robot assassin. So there you go. You can see right there, yeah. And then if you get hung on his feet or his little arms or whatever, then he slings you off the track. Which, once again, I don't know why they put these track sets with these gimmicky things that will purposely crash a car with cars that aren't built to take it. Yeah, those doomsday cars is what I call them. They're all the time, these chrome pipes on the top are broken off, and that's probably one of the reasons why. Like the other track set, like I mentioned, the cardboard cutout has to be used in order to elevate the track to use it like this. If you don't want to use the cardboard, then you have to take out the 2 short little bin things. So let's show you that robot. obviously his arms are not on there. But as you can see, it's got the little rollers right here, and it's got the mechanical, so that's what moves it up and down your track. And that thing clamps down like that, and he swings his arms back and forth, and when you hit his arms, it triggers his head to pop up, that pop open, and all that stuff. So it's like a big explosion thing. And I had to dismantle him so I could put him in the box. But anyway, this is pretty cool. And once again, if you want to see this thing live and in action, go check out Slot Car League of Champions. And he's got this running on the track on a couple of his videos, and it's pretty cool because he goes forwards and backwards, and that's all he's doing is just clapping his little arms together. And then, like I said, if you hit it, then it springs it up and then pops his head open and all that stuff and pops that up. So, once again, little gimmick thing, but timing. But like I said, there's the roller on the bottom. Cool stuff. And if you didn't know, I was talking about the little arches for the walls. That's what I'm talking about. So if you didn't want to use the cardboard piece, just take these out and you got a flat curve. And here's his arms. So I'm not gonna connect them, but yeah, you can see they connect right here, and he just swings them back and forth. And if you hit them, then you can see what happens. It springs his little head up. See, boom. Pretty cool. And you didn't know Wally was into hockey. Exactly, Sean, and thank you for joining in. That's exactly why they did it. Walks back and forth, yep. So yeah, this is one of my little gimmick tracks. And I went ahead and purchased a whole new little robot for it. And once again, you can see, comes with the little handle. And once again, it's one of those things that is too big for the box, so it was assembled and then disassembled. Let's try to see a date. Uh, 1996, so 29 years old. Obviously, gimmick track. There's the gimmick, but it's a pretty cool gimmick. I just wish they'd used different cars. But that's just my opinion. I forgot to wrap up my Robo Killer. Scott had too many Mountain Dews. I've been sucking on Mountain Dew all day, as a matter of fact, Keith. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, Mayor, we're down to the last 2 tracks, and then we're going to call it a night. I want to make sure we got rid of the table, because I've got to reorganize the table for my company this weekend. Do a little better job of stacking the cars. Someone asked me if I had any 70s, 80s track sets. Well, here we got an 80s track set, the Sparkin rods. This one's pretty cool because, like Mike said, it's got the night glow stuff with it. The cars are glow in the dark. And what's really unique about these is the guardrails is where they get the Sparkin rods, in case you were wondering. These cars have a unique rim on them that carry a piece of flint, and there's, for lack of a better term, a little piece of sandpaper inside, laid inside the guardrails, and so when the car would go around on the outside with that rim, it would spark, like literally throw sparks. Let me see if Let me pull out one of those guardrails and I can show you. My flags that still haven't been used. Oh man, I forgot. I may have pulled them out already. Yep, I did. I was showing them off to somebody else and forgot to put them back in the box. Oh well, when I find them, I'll show you again. But trust me, that's why they call it the sparking rods. Give me just a second, I'll run and I'll go grab the cars, grab a car and show you. The other one had the flint missing out of it, but you can see right there how the rim's different. And it's because there's a little piece of flint put in right there. See it sticking up? So when it went around the guardrails and hit that sandpaper at speed, it would throw little sparks. You'll never see a manufacturer make one of these sets again because it threw sparks, which is an instant fire hazard. But that's what's so unique about that track set with those cars. So, yeah, in case you guys are wondering if you ever got one of these old night glow cars and you saw it had that funky rim on the side, most of them have the flint pulled out like the one that's in the other one, the 57 Chevy, but that one's still in there. And that's what that was for, is if you can go get an old Zippo flint or something like that, you could stick that in there and recreate it again if you wanted to. But obviously, you know, you're going to have the guardrails to be able to do it. And that brings us to the last Tyco set that I have two of. And if you remember the other NASCAR Showdown track set, I told you that they had pit stops in it that didn't have audio. Well, these are set-only cars, so that's what's unique about this track set. And you can see there, this one's got bank corners and a couple of good places. But the big thing is it's got this sound box right here. So I've actually had this hooked up and running. And when you're racing, depending on how much you floor your controller, depends on how much fuel you use. And it'll tell you pit, pit, pit. And if you don't pit in like 2 laps, then it cuts down your power on your power supply on your side down by like 50%. So you can just barely go. And then it makes you go slow enough to go into the pit lane. And then, like I said, once you go into the pit lane, it triggers the sound box. And then you can hear the car screech to a stop. You hear it rumbling. And you hear the guys with the air guns and, yeah, go, 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 you know, and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. There's a better view of it right there. So this is the more expensive pit crew or pit stop track set. The other one was your base model, because this one actually came with the sound. And like I said, it did come with bank corners. Why they put a little bend before the banks, I'll never know, but they did on both sides. My theory is to keep you from going fast enough from trying to go wide open on the bank corners and flying off. But then they also did something stupid too. While the track's banked, they made a crossover lane right there in the middle. So something tells me the people that designed these track layouts did not race slot cars. That's what that's telling me. No, dude. It was based on this little control box right here. I guess it had a little internal counter, and depending on how fast you went, depending on how soon you had to take a pit stop. I tested it. So basically, if I went around the track at like half speed, then I would get to go about another 2 or 3 laps than I would if I was actually ripping it. And like I said, I ignored the pit stop once just to see what it would do. And then that's when it it cuts the power on your lane only, not the whole track, just your lane. And then you're going slow enough that it's going to force you to go and take the pit stop. So either you pit when you want to, or you pit when they make you, but one way or another, you are going to pit. And then, like I said, more of the little cardboard cutouts and stuff. And it does come with the display stands for the cars and crews for both of them. And if you missed me saying it earlier, these are set-only cars, the Monte Carlos on both of them. There's 3 different Caterpillar cars. There's a Dodge, Chevrolet, and a Grand Prix. And then there's the Lumina and the Monte Carlos as far as the Kodak car goes. But as far as these 2 cars, this is the only way you could get them was in this track set. Let's see what year this one came out. 1998, so it's 27 years old. This is back when NASCAR was booming, basically. NASCAR was the thing. Yeah, see, it'll tell you car 1, pit now. And then right there, hit the pits or lose power. And then when it says real pit stop action, your car just sits there. But the audio has your car idling. Like I said, you can hear them using the air guns. Excuse me. So it's a pretty cool set. If you guys can ever get one of these, and you only have a 2-lane layout, I strongly suggest it, just because you don't have to have a timing system to do pit stops, and you get some audio with it. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I know whenever I do my 4-lane track set, I'm going to try like hell to incorporate. I got 2 of these, and for that very reason, to maybe put the pit stops on different parts of the track so that both lanes could have a pit. But anyway, there you go. Interactive talking racing action. Hit the pits or lose power. Includes 2 pit crews. Yeah, let me see here. Cars and crews, and they have this whole little assembly in there. So that's what it. These are in my. If you're wondering what I'm pulling out of, this is my China hutch. So I don't have China. But I do have slot cars. Oh, wow, Possum Holler, that's awesome. I just recently saw a video on YouTube on how they explained how they got that unique sound. If you remember back in the day when Sterling Marlin was racing his car at the Daytona 500 and they had restrictor plates, his car sounded different than everybody else's car. And everybody thought he was cheating. And he wasn't cheating, he was just using an exhaust system that had never been used in NASCAR. And if you're wondering what that is, back in the day, everybody ran what they call a traditional H-pipe, where you have your 2 pieces of parallel exhaust pipe, and then you have a piece of pipe in the middle that balances out the exhaust pulses. on each side of the motor. Well, his car, and what was revolutionary, whenever they built this, he made an X pipe. And so if you go back and watch some of his old qualifying runs, and you listen to, like, I don't know, anybody else's car, Dale Earnhardt's car, and then you hear Sterling Marlin's car run, it's a completely different pitch than everybody else. And just by doing that X pipe versus the H pipe, he gained on the dyno, they did it with a rear wheel dyno, he gained 7 horsepower. And that doesn't sound like a lot of horsepower, but with stricter plate racing, any extra horsepower you could get was a big deal. So that's how he was able to run just that little bit faster than all the other guys that didn't have that exhaust. And then, like everything with NASCAR, it doesn't stay a secret for very long. And by the 3rd or 4th year of them doing that, it had leaked out, and now it's on every NASCAR car. So they all use an X pipe now instead of a traditional H pipe because of the horsepower advantage. I used to get the law called all the time. That's awesome. Oh, you're good, John. So, yeah, I normally only try to go for an hour on Monday nights, but we've had a lot of stuff to show off. We had a look what Scott's got. Once again, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Mark's Slot Car Garage. Be sure to tune in on this Saturday, for the super groovy 70s shootout at Snake Hill Speedway with Mike and Steffi and Jamie and Steven and myself and anybody else. If Michael lives in, if you can make it, that'd be awesome. But if not, I understand. You know, you do have boys you gotta worry about. So, but irregardless, we're going to have a great time Saturday. If you watch, you have a chance to win a car, and the people that are racing actually can win the car that they're racing as far as the box stock Mega G Plus class goes. And I got a special Halloween edition crown so that whoever does win, even if I'm the winner, like I said, I will, if I'm lucky enough to win, I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to give the crown, and I'll give the person that was in second place their car so they can have that as their trophy from Snake Hill Speedway in the first ever 70s groovy shootout. So I had a fun time showing off all this stuff. I hope you guys had fun too. I'm going to swing around and show you what kind of a nightmare I got to put together real quick. Well, not real quick, something I got to clean up before all my guests arrive, and then I'll probably wrap it up. But I do want to give a shout out for tomorrow night. You have Bobby at the Electric Avenue. You've got Rich's Tyco Tuesday. Wednesday, we have my buddy, my pal, Albert. He's got a lot of awesome cars, brand new in the package for sale, that deals you will have a hard time beating. Don't forget that PTT is having their big flush sale this whole week. Be sure and check out the website for the major discounts that they have on a lot of cars. If you're into the larger scale, he's selling some of those for $10 a piece. Heck of a steal. Thursday night, once again, you have the Pro Tinker Toys auction night and their race night. And then about halfway through their show, Kenton with Slot Cars and HO Trains has Pimp Your Layout. Once again, I may not always get to participate in the chats, but it's usually always on my TV. And you'll never know when Paul is going to show off one of his favorite Mustangs. I know he's got a Mercury Cougar heading his way, so hopefully he can show that off this next Thursday. Friday, Rich has another video that comes out on Fridays, and then Friday night, he has his Slot Cars and Cold Snacks live show. Always a good time. It is not meant for kids, I will tell you that right now. So it's an adult only, unless you let your kids cuss like a sailor. I would not let them watch. But if you are an adult and you don't mind not being PC, that's a perfect place to go, have some fun, and let it all out. Because honestly, I don't think there's much you can say on there that's going to offend anybody based on some of the jokes that have been told in the chat. So it's a good time on Friday nights. And then Saturday, there is no Slot Car Saturday Night Live. It's the live feed from the racing that we're going to be doing with Mike and Steffi, Jamie and Steven, and myself. And that live feed starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, Central Standard Time. And we're probably going to go till 3 o'clock in the afternoon because Jamie and Steven need to head back up to Kansas City, and I don't want them driving at night, so they can leave a little earlier. So, but we'll have a solid 4 hours of live racing, You will have a chance to win Mark Slot Car Garage's donation as a giveaway car at some point in time throughout that show. So tune in. We actually have live racing on Scott's House of HO Racing. For the first time in 5 years, you're going to see somebody on the track besides me. And I'm excited about that. So, guys, we've got a full week of slot car stuff. This is just the beginning. Hope everybody has a good rest of your work week. Be sure and tune in to everybody that I mentioned. Check out all the videos of everybody else that doesn't do lives. There's too many of them for the list. But if you're not done with slot cars tonight, be sure and go check out the Monday Ramble at Toju Racing and tell Todd Metal. And thank you for stopping by and checking him out. So you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you tomorrow night at the Electric Avenue. Watch some light some sparks and melt some plastic. You guys have a good weekend, and I will see you Saturday from Scott's House of HO Racing with the Super 70 Groovy Shootout at Snake Hill Speedway. You guys have a good rest of your evening. Thanks again for showing up. Bye-bye.